BJ Mafia, what's poppin'? So Jaguar fans, yesterday, Wednesday, June 7th, was absolutely historic and groundbreaking news for this Jacksonville Jaguars team as they unveiled their new stadium of the future with this team. And I honestly needed at least 24 hours to completely process what this is going to do for our team, our franchise in this city moving forward. And I also needed to think about the impact that this is going to make on us fans, our taxpayers, the entire city, and just how this impacts everybody in the future of this team. And Jaguar fans, this is like 95%. I am ecstatic. I am extremely excited for the direction of this team and this franchise moving forward. But Jaguar fans, I needed some time to really think and process this. That's exactly why I held off 24 hours. And now I actually want to give you guys my full thoughts about this. And let's kind of talk about really just the designs and the complex of what this organization is going to be building here in Jacksonville. So let me actually go ahead and read this off of News4Jax and kind of give you guys a description of what was said in the video. And I'll put this up on the screen for you guys to help read along with me, along with some pictures. It says, fans will enter through a tropical Floridian park into the concourse, now raised 30 feet above the ground level, providing unmatched views to the city and water. Using state-of-the-art materials and the latest technology, a shade canopy will reduce the heat factor by 70%, protecting fans from the elements. It will help to redefine downtown Jacksonville as a place where business and higher education intersect, with the potential of a new University of Florida satellite campus on the fairgrounds site. It will be a driver in the growth and evolution of our industries and workforce, creating jobs, inspiring careers, and capturing the imagination of people everywhere, the video said. And to me, this is amazing because us fans, honestly, while we do love having the home field advantage of playing in September, playing in October, and opposing teams have to come to Jacksonville, and it is absolutely brutal out there on the field with the humidity. The heat index is way over 100 degrees, and us fans are cooking out there in the stands. We've asked for years, and some of us, more often than not, have begged basically for there to be shade at the stadium too. And like I said, I definitely love the aspect of it being hot out there and it being humid, but I will say it is absolutely brutal to still go out there and attend some of these games in the preseason in September and October. And yes, it does work to our advantage, but it is definitely brutal out there. So I think that the Jaguars implementing some shade to this team and to this stadium is not only going to help us right now, but really just the innovation of the way sports and stadiums are moving in the forward direction. And I really like that idea, especially with it bringing the temperature down a lot. I think it's at 70%, which is going to make it about 10 to 15 degrees cooler in there. And obviously we saw in the mock-ups, the pictures, and what the stadium is going to look like. It looks very similar and very reminiscent to SoFi Stadium out in LA. So you definitely love that concept. Let's kind of get into the next point of this on News4Jax as well too. It says, likely the most fan-pleasing change proposed in Jacksonville's reimagined TIAA Bank Field shade. It says the open-air venue features a first-of-its-kind mirrored material. The reflective mirrored material will have a reflection of Jacksonville's waterfront. The shade canopy over the stadium is said to reduce heat retention by more than 70% and lowers temperatures between 10 to 15 degrees. And like I said, that this is absolutely, I think, important for this Jaguars team and for the fans really to have a much more pleasable and enjoyable experience when we're watching our team go out there and consistently get W's on a Sunday. And the last big thing that I'm going to take away from this and read off with you guys, obviously coming all from News4Jax, is the pricing and the renovations of what this is all going to cost the city. Obviously, Shad Khan, President Mark Lambing, they're all going to have to put some money into this, but the taxpayer dollars are going to have to pay a lot of the money that's going to go into this. And obviously, nothing is 110% approved until City Council is going to have to approve everything, because I honestly do suspect it will be all approved by Donna Deegan and her new staff that's going to be negotiating all of this within the city. But Jaguar fans, let's get into this. It says the team did not release price estimates, but according to city documents from May 11th and 24th, the team projected the cost of a renovated stadium between $1.2 and $1.4 billion. A new sports district development would cost $550 and $668 million, placing the combined cost between $1.75 and $2.068 billion. The cost for a brand new stadium, according to the city documents, would be $1.9 to $2.1 billion. This is a lot of money that's going to be going into downtown Jacksonville. This is going to bring so many jobs, so much more growth and renovation, a lot more people to Jacksonville, which is already one of the most growing cities in the entire United States. When you talk about a multitude of families coming down to Jacksonville, living in a state with no state income tax, and just all of the opportunities that are growing in Jacksonville, this is a perfect opportunity. And this is more of an incentive for players to want to come to Jacksonville, coaches to want to come to Jacksonville, and for this team in this city to really keep growing, even with all of the taxpayers' dollars, which is probably going to be paying about half of all of this, and that's just a rough estimate. But Jaguar fans, let me kind of give you guys my full thoughts about all of this, and this is me just kind of venting and ranting. I will say that I am so happy for this Jaguars team, this franchise, and this fan base in this city that desperately deserves this. That, like I said, the money, the revenue, the growth, the tourism, and everything that's going to come along with this is going to do so much for this team, for this city, and for us fans, and having more stuff to really do downtown, because we all know that downtown is not an attractive destination for most people to hang out on a Friday, Saturday night, or really any kind of tourism that's going to be taking place there. We deserve this. This Jaguar team deserves this because we've been suffering as Jaguar fans, historically speaking, for 25 plus years. Yes, there's been some good years. Yes, we've had our good moments, but more often than not, this has been a relatively bad franchise when you talk about winning football games, and the numbers speak for itself, right? Doesn't mean we don't love our team. That's just the reality of the situation. Because where my level of frustration kind of comes in, and yes, I'm a little bit in my emotions, that's why I needed 24 hours to process this, is the fact that if the Jaguars are going to have to relocate at the end of 2025, maybe going into 2026, this is not only going to affect the Jaguars, this is going to affect a lot of the money and the revenue in the city potentially, and also with the Florida-Georgia game, which honestly is kind of the least of my concerns. I'm worried about the Jaguars in this city. Where are we going to be relocated? Are we going to be in Gainesville? I don't think most people want to go to Gainesville, and I mean no disrespect to my Gators. Nobody really wants to go to the swamp like that consistently on a Sunday too. Just kind of feels like it's out of the place. Plus, it's not Jacksonville. Are we going to be here in Orlando, where I'm living now, at Camping World Stadium, which is a very big stadium? Obviously, there's been a lot of big-time football games that have been hosted there, including the Pro Bowl, so the NFL's familiar with it, but nobody wants to be in Orange County when you talk about the fact that this is Jacksonville we're talking about. And I'm not disrespecting Orange County or Orlando or Gainesville. I'm just saying it's not Jacksonville. It's just a small sacrifice, all of this renovations and all of the relocation process of the Jaguars for 1 year, potentially up to 2 years, where we're not going to be in Jacksonville. The Jaguars era right now of Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson, to me, is Tom Brady and Bill Belichick 2.0, right? I see us running the NFL and having to be a perennial Super Bowl contender for the next 15 to 20 years. I see us getting that treatment where the Jaguars are playing in a very weak division, and we have the best head coach and the best quarterback at the end of the day every single year. Just like the AFC East was for Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, where they just steamrolled through their division and they just dominated the AFC, and they were one of the most dominant teams in the NFL. That's what I see the Jaguars getting it. And in the smack dab middle of that, the Jaguars are going to have to relocate. What if the Jaguars go to the Super Bowl? What if we have an AFC championship game at home? We win that game, and as we're getting ready to celebrate going to our first Super Bowl ever, we're in Orange County. We're in Camping World Stadium. We're in Gainesville, and everyone's yelling, DUUUVAL, and we're not in Duval. We're not in the city. We can't hoist up that AFC championship trophy. We can't bring the Lombardi back home in our stadium while it's being renovated. And that's really my only concern, right? Obviously, I want the Jaguars to get to the Super Bowl quicker. I want all of us to have this glory and every big meaningful moment and emotion that's going to come with being a Jaguars fan and these glory days that are ahead of us to really happen before all of this renovations and relocation happens, potentially, because I think this team and this city and this fan base deserves it. I know you guys understand where I'm coming from, and yes, I do understand the logistics and the business aspect of everything. It just kind of breaks my heart when I put my fan into it. We may not be able to see Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson hoisting up that AFC championship trophy as we go to our first Super Bowl ever. I think we get to the Super Bowl this year, right? I'm just, like I said, speaking hypothetically and a little bit of my emotions. And I think you guys can understand where I'm coming from. It just really sucks knowing the fact that the Jaguars may have to not be playing in Jacksonville, may not be playing in Duval County for a year, possibly up to 2 years. Because everyone knows we're not going to be playing at Hodges Stadium at UNF. That stadium is way too small. That little track and field, that's not going to do anything in terms of, NFL growth and development, right? It's most likely going to be the Swamp or Camping World Stadium. That would be my two best guesses. But yes, I'm going to stop venting. I'm going to stop ranting because this is all hypothetically speaking. We have to wait for Donna Deegan and the city council to actually approve all of this. And then we're going to have to also see when everything's officially passed where the Jaguars would possibly be relocating. But that's enough venting. That's enough complaining. Jaguar fans, I am 96% happy that this is happening. This team, this city, this fan base deserves it. I am so ecstatic for what this is going to do for our city, our beautiful, bold city of the South. And Jaguar fans, you guys have no idea how much I love my city. I love our city. I love our fan base. I love the camaraderie that we have. And I really do embrace what Jacksonville is all about. And I just love what this is going to do for our city and helping put us on the map, and of course our Jaguars as well too. But Jaguar fans, I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. I know you guys are extremely excited about what this is going to do for our team and our city moving forward with all of these renovations, but I really just want to hear your guys' thoughts about the potential and the possibility of the Jaguars relocating. I really want to hear your thoughts and emotions about that because yes, I do tend to get a little bit in my feelings about that, and rightfully so, but I'm still very happy about all of the changes moving forward. It is all just a small sacrifice for the ultimate greater good of this team in this city. But Jaguar fans, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me and the channel out tremendously. Make sure you guys also go ahead and hit the subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Jaguars content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But Jaguar fans, thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. Go Jags, baby. Peace.